What if I told you there's an NBA franchise that's literally trying to copy the Golden State Warriors formula piece by piece, and that at the same time, the Warriors themselves might be about to make a blockbuster signing that will send Boston Celtics fans into a panic? Stick with me, because this story has twists and turns you won't believe. First, let's talk about something that's been making Warriors fans laugh out loud on social media. You know that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? But what happens when imitation becomes almost embarrassing? There's an NBA franchise that's decided the best strategy for success is simply copying the Warriors. I'm talking about taking former dynasty players, recruiting players with similar profiles, and basically trying to recreate the Golden State magic. The problem? Well, let's just say some essential parts of that recipe are impossible to replicate. Let's reveal who this brave or desperate franchise is. The New Orleans Pelicans. That's right, the Pelicans are literally building what experts are calling the worst possible version of the Warriors. They signed Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney, two former Warriors who were key players in the 2022 title run. But it doesn't stop there. The Pelicans drafted a dynamic point guard, gambled on a solid defensive wing, and retained a unique star in the league. If that doesn't sound like the recipe for a Warriors championship, nothing will. The problem is, there's a huge difference between having similar ingredients and having the right ingredients. This is where things get interesting, and a little cruel. The Warriors had three historic players during their dynasty: Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, who literally changed the game of basketball; Draymond Green, one of the best defenders in history and one of the best ball-handling centers of all time; and Klay Thompson, a shooting and defensive legend during his prime. Now, the Pelicans are hoping Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen will become elite options. The problem? Fears is frail and struggles to make shots. Queen has elite offensive tools, but struggles on defense. Expecting these two to be the new Curry and Green is, well, it's almost insane. Sure, the Pelicans have Zion Williamson and elite offensive force, and Trey Murphy, who has even been compared to Klay Thompson by ESPN experts. A healthy Zion could be as potent an offensive force as Curry, but in a different way. But here's the big but. Zion just can't stay on the court. Curry had injury problems early in his career, but nothing compared to what Zion is facing. Curry played 416 games in his first 6 NBA seasons. Zion? Only 214 games. It's a stark difference. And there's more. The Warriors parted ways with Jordan Poole precisely because of his fit issues and defensive limitations. They let Kevon Looney go after he struggled to get minutes in the playoffs. Neither of them is a game changer in the playoffs at this point in their careers. Experts are calling this a cheap imitation that's easy to spot and has no comparison to the original. It's almost like buying a fake iPhone. It might look similar from afar, but when you test it... But while the Pelicans tried to be the new Warriors, the real Warriors are making moves that could shake up the entire NBA. And this is where our second story gets explosive. You know the Warriors still have some issues to address this offseason, especially the Jonathan Kuminga situation. But in the meantime, they may have just made a move that will leave Boston Celtics fans in shock. Breaking. According to sources within the league, Al Horford, the 39-year-old veteran and 5-time All-Star of the Boston Celtics, has reportedly made a verbal commitment to the Golden State Warriors. That's right, while the Pelicans are playing Warriors, the real Warriors may be about to steal a key player from the defending champions. Horford, who was instrumental in the Celtics' title run, is reportedly in agreement with the signing, and even Stephen Curry and Draymond Green have reportedly given the green light. The irony is delicious. While a franchise desperately tries to copy the Warriors' formula with second-tier players, the Warriors themselves may be about to nab a top-tier star straight from the reigning champions. What do you think? Can the Pelicans be a competitive version of the Warriors? And would Horford be the perfect addition to the Warriors to help Curry in his quest for another ring? Let us know what you think about these crazy NBA moves in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because the trade market is just heating up. See you next time.